From Newsnets and CCTV, it's high school basketball coming to you tonight from Cadillac High School.
Welcome, Northern Michigan, to some girls high school basketball here on Newsnet Sports and CCTV as the Ludington Orioles take on the Cadillac Vikings. I'm Derek Tate alongside Dan Gussert, and we have ourselves a preview of the District 35 playoffs in just a couple of weeks as Ludington and Cadillac will face off for their lady squads on the hardwood in a couple of weeks. But we got two very, very successful teams so far this year. The Orioles sitting at 13-3, while the Vikings 15-1. We've got ourselves a playoff preview tonight here, partner.
Absolutely. Should be a great game. Both teams coming in with solid seasons so far. And like you mentioned, Derek, playoff preview just a couple of weeks away. We'll see what kind of different things coaches might do, whether they're hiding some things that we've been talking about, or maybe they do some things they haven't done all season just to, occupy a coach's mind later on in the year. Or do they just come out and play it like they would any other ball game?
I was talking to Coach Mike McLaurin, also affectionately known as Coach Mac of the Cadillac Vikings. I was asking, are you going to play some of these cards close to your chest, knowing that you're going to have a playoff showdown in just a couple of weeks against a very good basketball squad? He said, absolutely not. You come out here, these two teams, they know what they do well, and you just come out here and see who executes better, and you play high-level basketball to get ready for the playoff matchup.
Yeah, and, for Cadillac, that means pressure defense, full court, and fast break. And I think we'll probably see a lot of the same thing from Ludington. We expect them to press when they can. Certainly they're going to run and gun. We might see a little more zone defense out of Ludington than perhaps out of Cadillac, as Cadillac's staple defense is just a solid man-to-man.
Yeah, Ludington got off to a rough start. They lost 70-37 to the Reese Puffer in the opening game of this season, but since then they are 13-2, and their two losses have been combined by 3 total points, including a 1-point overtime loss back on February 10th to the TC West Titans. This is a good basketball team playing really high-level basketball right
Absolutely. And TC West, that's a big North Conference foe for Cadillac, team we've played and beaten. So, there's one common opponent, and you can look at things that way. But sometimes it's all about matchups. And you can talk common opponents. But I think in this game, with the athleticism and the height that Ludington will pose, this is something that Cadillac hasn't seen a lot of this season. We'll see how they handle it.
You said matchups make fights, and one of the biggest mismatches for any team facing off against the Cadillac Vikings is that dominant backcourt of McKenna Bryant and Molly Anderson. They combine for 30 points per game for this Vikings offense.
Yeah, and they're just a dynamic duo. And in matter of fact, Cadillac's lone loss this season, McKenna Bryant injured, did not play that game. Who knows how things could have worked out then. They could be at this point undefeated. But they're tough, and they find each other out on the floor very well. They're great teammates, and boy, I tell you what, they get after everything. They'll fight you for a nickel.
We have a special game, a preview of District 35, the girls' high school basketball playoffs here in the state of Michigan, here on Newsnet Sports and CCTV. Coming up next, the opening tip here at Cadillac High School.